Welcome everyone, my name is Brendan Snyder. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to take a look at a Def Leppard promo album that came out in 1999 called Rock Vault. This one here was released at the time as a promotion in order to promote Euphoria, which was coming out in 1999. It came out in advance of it, but the name Rock Vault was actually building off the 1995 release that was called Vault and their greatest hits, and it spanned from 1980 to 1995. And Vault itself really focused on the hits, and in my opinion, sort of left a lot to be desired because it didn't really cover the full history of Def Leppard. In particular, there was nothing to represent On Through the Night, the 1980 release. And then there was only one track, Bringing on the Heartbreak, from 1981's High and Dry. I did have one new track, which was cool and made it worth picking up at a time, When Love and Hate Collide. And that, sort of was the idea of making it the 80 to 95, the 1995 being that new track. But that track actually came from the Adrenalize sessions in 1992. And then the remainder of the tracks that were on Vault actually came from the three most successful albums, Pyromania in 1983, Hysteria in 1987, and 1992's Adrenalize, and then also had some stuff from Retroactive on it as well. Now also, in addition to the new track, they had a couple single edits and things on it which made it interesting at the time. Pour Some Sugar on Me was a video edit, different than what was on the album, and Rocket was a single edit. So a little bit different than what you owned on the albums, and you did get to hear a little something extra when you picked this up at the time. But then 3 years later, Rock Vault was released as a promo. Now, you couldn't buy this. It was just a promotion that came out. I found one in my used record store and, of course, snapped it up. It's actually a 2 CD set. It does come with the Vault release as well as the second disc in it. But Rock Vault contains 16 tracks, and it definitely focused on the harder edge side of Def Leppard. And I think the interesting is a lot of fans have always, cried and moaned about that where's the harder edge of Def Leppard these days, and I'm surprised they've never released this officially. I think it would do a lot in sales. It's definitely more comprehensive, in my opinion, than the 1995 Vault release, mostly because it covers the whole period. So it kicks off, and there are 2 tracks from On Through the Night, 5 from High and Dry, 4 from Pyromania, 2 from Hysteria, 1 from Adrenalize, and 2 from Retroactive. So interesting that it has more from the early period, and as it gets into the hits and the peak period of commerciality of the band, it definitely reduces in those numbers by only having 2 from Hysteria and 1 from Adrenalize on it. So those tracks that are on here, the 16, are Rock Rock Till You Drop from Pyromania, Let It Go from High and Dry, Too Late for Love from Pyromania, Women from Hysteria, Tear It Down from Adrenalize, and that was a B-side off of Hysteria originally, another Hit and Run from High and Dry. Then you've got the self-titled track High and Dry from High and Dry, Run Riot from Hysteria, Wasted from On Through the Night, finally representing that first album, Coming Under Fire from Pyromania, Cold Deep Cut, Stage Fright from Pyromania, Rock Brigade from On Through the Night, Ring of Fire from Retroactive, and that track going way back in their career, Mirror Mirror from High and Dry, Switch 625 from High and Dry, and Action from Retroactive, the Sweet cover that they do. And so, it doesn't focus on the hits, which is nice. None of the tracks repeat between the 95 Vault and Rock Vault from 99, so you can listen to all of them together. And since it doesn't focus on the hits, and it's got those deeper cuts, I find it to be a much more interesting release to listen to than the 1995 Vault release, which, with the radio overplaying those hits all the time and hearing them in movie soundtracks and things like that, I've sort of had enough of all of those and definitely appreciate the deeper cuts and stuff. So here's the cover of it, and there's the back side of it. If you can see the spine there. And I'll open it up here so you can see the inside. Unfortunately, there's no booklet with it. It just has those couple radio DJs making comments about the band and everything. There's the Vault release in the back of this, and then those tracks there are the ones that I just read you from Rock Vault. So there's not really any packaging or anything. It's just cool to get all of those tracks together, and since they're all mastered together, they've got a great sound and everything. And in my opinion, this is actually the best of the Def Leppard greatest hits releases out there. And interesting, in their most recent release here, the story so far, they still do not include anything from the first album on here. So I'm not really sure why they don't. The box set that's behind me back there, called the Early Years, brand new box set that just came out, that does focus on the early period from 79 to 81. So they are representing, and they are including it within their history, but it's just not always on their greatest hits the way that it is included here on Rock Vault. All right, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, and I hope everyone has a great day. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Bye-bye.